What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Tompa Bay on ESPN NFL 2K5. We had a bye week last week, or this week, I suppose. So if you want to see the SportsCenter from the Chicago Bears week, in which we had a tough loss by a score of 27-24, go back to that episode number 8. But this is going to be the SportsCenter from the bye week, which obviously is the week that we did not participate in. So we're going to send it to Boomer, and he'll run us through the news in the NFL. And then we'll jump in with the Kansas City Chiefs. See you soon.
I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Steelers edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. The Cowboys drop yet another game and are really struggling on and off the field. Travis Henry was responsible for over 150 yards rushing and helped his Bills beat the Cardinals. Way up in the northern plains in Minnesota, we had the Vikings get nipped by 3 points. Up in Seattle Stadium, we had the Seahawks win by a comfortable margin. In an AFC South matchup, we had the Jaguars pick up win number 2. Falcons, Broncos. Work well done.
Wants to get his team inside field goal range. Gets the handoff at the 42. Oh, he may do more than that. He shakes two. He could go all the way. Touchdown.
The Falcons win this one by the final score of 30-24. The Titans defense pummeled their way to 5 sacks in their win at Nashville. The Raiders lost on the road and will have to travel again next week to meet the Panthers. Donald, Duke, and the driver get another good performance in the win and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Reggie Wayne had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Colts beat the Chiefs. In the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, we had the Eagles squeeze out a 4-point victory. 49ers, Bears. Marty Booker,
he's split out at the 14-yard line as they look to get 6. Makes the move toward the middle, and a nice catch at the back of the end zone for 6.
The Bears go on to win this by the final score of 30-14. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
This guy will be playing his football elsewhere, though perhaps not for as much as he would have liked. 4 years, $1.2 million.
And in our final game, we had the Jets come away victorious.
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Orpheus Roy might be the biggest loss on this list. Tests at the stadium revealed a broken kneecap, so he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Deuce McAllister won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. Doctors confirming the worst this week, a torn hamstring. And that'll put him out for 5 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Malone is another guy that's starting to make some noise with a terrific senior season. He was a virtual unknown coming into this year, but people are starting to project him to have a solid NFL career. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that'll do it for now, but expect there to be plenty happening between now and April.
So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Okay, well, jumping back in after that tough loss to the Chicago Bears, we're hoping to get back on track. We do have one more week without Keenan McCardell, and we are off to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, it's not Patrick Mahomes back there, but it is Trent Green in his 12th year. The Indiana Hoosier is still a 90 overall, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Behind him, we got a 95 overall Longhorn. 8 years in the league is Priest Holmes. He's not as fast as I thought he was, but my guy is a great running back. Now, on the, I guess the fullback position, I forgot about the fullback position, we've got Tony Richardson, who's in his 10th year out of Auburn, still a 91 overall. You can see he's basically a lineman lining up in front of Priest Holmes. That definitely helps. Dante Hall is one of 2 receivers equally rated at a 79. Now, Dante is a little bit younger, and he's got speed in his corner. Johnny Morton is more of the veteran with the hands, and they've both got pretty mediocre numbers so far. It's been pretty spread on the receptions, but of course, when you have a target like Tony Gonzalez in his 8th year at a 98 overall, the best receiver on the team by far, you always have lots of threats on the field. Not only do the Kansas City Chiefs have a lot of talented receivers, running backs, fullbacks, but they also have a lot of talented linemen. Will Weidman is an elite center. You got Will Shields at a 98 overall at guard, big old Cornhusker. Has been shucking corn his whole life, apparently. And then, of course, Willie Rofe over at the tackle position out of Louisiana Tech. Now, it could mean that all of their good linemen are all stacked up on one side, but we'll have to see how they line up on the ball. Now, still a pretty solid defense for the Chiefs. Their best players by overall rating are Jerome Woods at that free safety position, the Memphis man, his 9th year, 90 overall. And then right next to him, Greg Wesley in that strong safety position, also having a pretty comparable and pretty solid year for the Kansas City Chiefs. They have no injuries. They're completely healthy, so this is how we line up to them. They have an incredible offense, probably one of the best offenses that we've played so far, but that defense is maybe lacking a little bit, so we'll throw it to Boomer, and we'll go take on the Chiefs.
Hi there, I'm Chris Berman. Up next on ESPN, for some it's been a beautiful season. For others, it's been a nightmare. Happy Halloween, everyone. Week 9 of the NFL, I'm Chris Berman. Let's see who came dressed as a winning football team for this one. Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's go time.
All right, y'all, welcome to a beautiful day in Tampa Bay Stadium here in Tampa, Florida. We love a sunny day in Tampa Bay, as it typically is in Florida. If you know, you know. Priest Holmes getting the nod here. Averaged 88.7 yards per game last season. He managed to play all 16 games in that season. Of course, that's not a season that we got to participate in, but on the other side of the ball, we got Charlie Gardner, who has, he's had okay stats so far this year. Mike Allstott's probably the more go-to runner on this team, but Charlie Gardner does have that ability to break away and flash his abilities as a running back. The Chiefs win the toss, so they're going to receive the kick first, taking it back past the 20-yard line, getting a strong stiff arm, almost breaking out of the second tackle. Going to bring that one all the way up to the 36-yard line. Strong field position to start, and Priest Holmes is right off to work, bouncing off to the left side, going to gain 3 yards on that one. Trent with a man in motion. He's going to play action, fake it to Priest Holmes, who sends the pursuing defensive end in the other direction. Luckily, that pass is dropped and incomplete. A 3rd and long right away. Green throwing over the middle. That's in and out of the hands of Dante Hall, and that's going to be a 3 and out to start the game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Punting it off to the other side. They're going to field this one just inside of the 20-yard line, taking it from about the 18. Jones running it over to his left, getting a couple of blocks, going to try and take it back into the inside, tackled at about the 31-yard line. Tom jumping into it, getting sacked right away. I probably didn't realize that there was no drop back on that, so I didn't really give myself much time to not get sacked there. Allstott on the carry is going to make up about 5 of those yards, giving us a 3rd and 8. Brady dropping back a little bit deeper to pass this time, throwing it over the left side, hits his rookie Michael Clayton on the slant route. Good coverage there by the Kansas City Chiefs, but a better catch by Michael Clayton. First down again. Brady throwing it over the middle to Joey Galloway. That's going to be a 5-yard gain. Brady surveying the field. Going to hand this one off to Charlie Gardner, who tries this little left, little right. Only gets about 2 yards up the middle. Little peanut break reminding you to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Brady on a 3rd and 3, going to take a deep drop back, slings it to the left, find Allstott with a couple of guys blocking for him. He's going to sneak by one, get tackled well past the line, moving the chains. 1st and 10. Fake handoff to Allstott. It's going to be a toss over to Gardner on the right side. Has a little bit of a charge up, jukes past one defender, and is going to get tackled well past the line. And just like that, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers move the chains again. Good running from the Bucs so far in this game. Brady's going to drop back, gets hit as he throws. It's going to be called a fumble, and Dees is able to jump on it, saves the drive for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Gardner getting the handoff to the right, not really getting far before a couple of defenders are on him. We've got a 3rd and very long and 11. Brady looking to the left side. Gardner's got the flat. He's got a couple of guys in front of him. Spins out of one, but he's going to get tackled just behind the line, and we're going to have to settle for 3 here. Gramatica steps up, smacks through the field goal, and that's a 62-yard drive, but just 3 points to show for it. Trent Green taking back over the draw, handoff to Priest Holmes, getting out to the right side, almost breaks through one tackle. That's going to be Derek Brooks on the final tackle to get a 7-yard gain. They're immediately going to use 1 yard on that tackle from Ian Gold, dropping back on third down, slinging it left, missing his receiver. A couple of 3-and-outs from the Kansas City Chiefs to start this game out. Jones going to take another punt from about the 35. Not as much help around it, but it kind of materializes out of nowhere, hits a couple of jukes, a couple more blocks come, and he's going to snake his way all the way up to the Tampa Bay 48. So great field position for Tom Brady and co. Dropping back, slinging left, just in and out of the hands of Galloway. It was a dangerous pass on that hook route. It falls harmlessly incomplete. Gardner getting another carry, spins out, has nothing but green field in front of him. He's past the 30, the 20. They are giving chase, but he's going to get himself all the way into the end zone. So Charlie Gardner is the first running back to strike in this matchup. Blow the steam out of the skull in the front of the boat. Charlie Gardner has the first touchdown for the Tompa Bay Buccaneers. You can see that great spin move to get out of that first hit, and it kind of fooled the defense into going into the wrong direction, and then it's nothing but blue skies and daylight for Charlie Gardner, who uses his speed to stay ahead of the defenders, and that's going to be a 10-0 lead for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as we enter close to the end of the first quarter. We're going to kick this one off towards the left side. Big old booming kick. It's still going to get some sort of return from the Kansas City Chiefs. Taking it out of the end zone, he's going to get about to the 19. Big hit. And that's going to start Trent Green and co. off at the 19. Priest Holmes has a block, has a hole. Is he going to do it? He might get past another defender. Barber can't make the tackle. Another hit and miss. Brooks is in pursuit. We're past the 10, the 5, and Priest Holmes has answered back. Not to be outdone, the Priest comes through with an 80-something yard touchdown run. Priest Holmes, you can see here, this is such a long run that they were only able to record a couple of the misses there by Barber, and I think that was Dwight Smith trying to help from the free safety position, but the play call must have been bad. He got past the line before we could even blink, and just like that, the Kansas City Chiefs have shortened this lead. It's an 80-yard, not an 80-something yard, an 81-yard run to get them to a score of 7-10. Brady dropping back, throwing to Allstott, who has a little bit of room in front of him, shakes off one tackle to gain 8 yards, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. A lot of action in this one so far. The Bucs are up by a score of 10-7. Moving right into the action in the second quarter, we got a short yardage situation. Brady's going to hand this one. No, he's not. It's a play action. He throws it over the top. That's going to be Dilger, one of his favorite targets. So, you know, Tom Brady loves a tight end over the top for a huge gain. Brady now running out to the right for his life, looking downfield. He's going to sling it once again to Dilger, who has the pass. That was a dangerous one there for a second, and that's going to be another first down. You can see Tom having a decent year, 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions for the GOAT so far. I guess he's not technically the GOAT at this point, but we have struggled a little bit to incorporate Thomas into our offense so far. Having bad pass protection is just not going to help you. Tom is sacked for I think it wasn't really a loss, but it's going to be a 3rd and 10 regardless. Tom dropping out to his left. He's going to sling that one over to Dilger, and this time, third time, is not the charm. That one's going to be knocked away by the linebacker, and Gramatica is going to step up for a deep kick. It's a 51-yarder, and he doinks it off of the center post. Not enough chutzpah on that one, and that's going to give the Kansas City Chiefs really good field position, although they had technically bad field position last time. They took us to the house for an 81-yard drive. That's a 3-yard toss play for Priest Holmes, bringing up a 2nd and 7. This one's going to go over the middle to Tony Gonzalez. First time we've called his name today. He brings that in for a huge gain, bringing up a first down. Holmes can't really get anywhere again. Great tackle by Ian Gold. He's going to get another tackle, second time in a row. Manages to create space that time. Gets most of the yards on that done. We're barely into the second quarter, and he's now over that century mark with 103 yards. 3rd and inches. They're going to hand this one off to Priest Holmes again, and he has nothing but space. Victor Green not able to make the tackle. Smith not able to make the tackle. Brooks not able to make the tackle. And Priest Holmes, for the second time in this half, has gone into the end zone for 6. Our once elite defense seems to have left all of their tackling ability, all of their coverage ability, all of their rushing ability. They left it all at home, and they need to go home and find it during halftime because the Kansas City Chiefs now have a lead here in Tampa Bay by a score of 14-10. It was a touchback on the kickoff, so Tom's going to take over at the 20, almost gets sacked, tipped up by two Chiefs defenders. Lucky that one was not intercepted away. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Another fake toss, handing it off to Allstott, gets out of one tackle, but can't weasel out of the second one. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 for Tom. Quick drop back, quick strike. Joey Galloway over the middle, catching that slant route. That's going to be a first down as we drop to about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. Thomas dropping back, throwing over the right side. This one's going to be Moore, one of his favorite touchdown targets, taking that one into the 2-minute warning. Brady, quick strike over to the left side. Galloway getting away for one hit, and he's going to get out of bounds. 1 minute, 55 seconds left. Still have all 3 timeouts with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thomas slinging it right, had a couple of extra seconds for himself, and that one is just out of the outstretched hands of Moore, falling incomplete. Play action pass. Brady looking for it all again. Joey Galloway receives that one into the end zone, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have struck back. We got ourselves a shootout in this one, y'all. Over 30 points have been scored in this game so far. You can see it was a cover 0 blitz. Tom waited until the absolute last second, got it off right as he was hit, and Joey Galloway is able to hold on to that one when it really matters. We get the extra point, and with just about 1 minute and 45 seconds left, we are leading by a score of 17-14. Although the Chiefs are always dangerous from any point of the field with any amount of time left, as we have seen. Priest getting 4 yards on that first carry, getting past the line again. A lot of field in front of him, a lot more yards there. Move the chains for a first down. The clock keeps on ticking, and we're going to take a moment to look at the brilliance that has been Priest Holmes. 101 up the middle, 38 to the right, just 3 to the left, but he's only run there 1 time, so I'm sure if he did it a couple more times, he would have more than a few more yards going there. But Priest Holmes has been absolutely brilliant here in this first half. Just under 1 minute to play in the second quarter. Trent, plenty of time to throw, finds, you guessed it, Tony Gonzalez over on the left side, and the big man rumbles forward for a 2nd and inches, and the clock stops. Free timeout by the knock out of bounds. This one very dangerously almost picked off by Barber. Could have been a big pick 6. Instead, it's going to be a 3rd and inches, and he finds Richardson, the fullback, split out on the left side, makes the catch. 42 seconds to go. We're at about the 45-yard line in Tampa Bay territory. This one is Dante Hall catching this one, getting knocked out of bounds. 2nd and 3, 37 seconds to go. Trent Green, quick drop back, slinging it right side. This one looked like it was intercepted by Kelly in bounds, but because we are underneath the 2-minute warning, there is no challenge to be had, and that is a beautiful catch to Tony Gonzalez, who just looked like he was towering over the defender that was covering him there. Big gain, 1st and 10, 28 seconds left. Rolling right, looking right, caught by Hall again. That's going to be a 1st and goal. Now the clock is going to continue to run. I think that was already their last timeout, so they're going to tick all the way down on this one. We've got 15 seconds left. Trent Green dropping back in the 1st and goal, throwing it over to the middle, and it's going to be just out of the outstretched arms of his receiver, just missing that one. 2nd and goal opportunity. Tony Gonzalez does not miss that one. Big Tony Gonzalez now has himself a touchdown, and we'll take another look at that one. We went out in a soft zone, which is usually pretty staunch for us. We had Coral standing right next to him, but he couldn't make the play, and that's going to give the Kansas City Chiefs the lead before we go into halftime. So as we head into the halftime stanza, this has been an exciting one. It's 21-17. The Chiefs are currently leading here in Tampa Bay. We're not going to throw it to Boomer in the studio. We're just going to kind of go over the stats ourselves. We've been throwing it pretty well. The Chiefs, I mean, they've started throwing it a little bit better. They've been running all over us, but we also have 94 yards to boot on the ground. So the yardage game is actually in our favor, as is the time of possession, but they're getting to the quarterback more, and they, of course, have the lead. So far, the player of the game is definitely Priest Holmes. He's averaging 14 yards per carry. He has 2 total touchdowns, and we'll have to see how this second half works out for them. We're actually showing a kickoff from Kansas City. That means we actually get to return one. Mario Edwards taking this one just out of the end zone. Just out of the end zone. Doesn't really have much in front of him. He's going to take it to about the 23. Now, this is not necessarily a big game for us, but we would like to stop the skid We have lost a game before going into the bye week. We're hoping to get right, but that 1-0 division record is definitely helping us for sure. Tom, quick drop back, quick pass, hook route to Clayton. That one's going to be caught for a gain of 4. Brady's been pretty good so far today, completing 75% of his passes, 174 yards, and 1 touchdown to his name so far. 2nd and 4, we're going to give that one to Allstott. Gets a block in front of him, almost gets through that tackle. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 situation. As the play clock winds down, we decide to throw this one. We lob it over to the right side, and we must have not seen the defender there. Just like that, Brady gives up an interception, and not only is it an interception, he has taken that one all the way back to the house. A very uncharacteristic mistake by Tom Brady, who maybe he was feeling the pressure of the pass rush, but regardless, Dexter McLean had that ball in his hands just like a gift. I think we were looking for more over there on the right side, and I guess he just didn't see the defender for some reason. I mean, I know why I didn't see the defender, but we're trying to contextualize, editorialize for Tom Brady, but that's all it's going to take, and all of a sudden, we got ourselves a hole to make up. It is 28-17. The pick 6 is a massive mistake where offense has been coming early and often. Any sort of defensive play feels really, really big. Thomas, not to be outdone, getting right back to work, finding Mike Allstott on the flat. Big stiff arm gets them way back, all the way up into the 40s. Brady not going to find his man there. Maybe a little bit of a holdup by the defender along the line, but that's not any kind of pass interference. Gardner getting about a 4-yard gain there on 2nd down. It's still a 3rd and medium, 3rd and 6. We find Clayton on the hook route again. A little button hook is going to cause the referee team to come out. They're going to have to bring the chains. They're going to have to measure it. By my eyes, it looks like we get the first down, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do indeed keep their drive alive. Now they're inside of Kansas City territory. Tom rolling out to his left, going to sling this one deep over the left side. Once again, just missing the outstretched hands of his receiver. 2nd down, Mike Allstott with some room. A shoulder through a guy. A shoulder through a guy. He has the speed to burn 5, and Mike Allstott brings himself all the way trucking into the end zone. You know, when Mike puts a shoulder into someone and gets a little bit of green space in front of him, he can do dangerous things. And from about 40 or so yards out, this is a 45-yard run by Mike Allstott. 2 shoulder charges, knocking McLean out of the way, who made that big pick 6, and no one is able to catch him as Mike Allstott runs himself into the end zone. And congratulations to him for eclipsing 5,000 yards in his rushing career. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and we get ourselves back into this one. A 80-yard drive, which was really capped off by a 45-yard big play, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are only down by a score of 24-28. We're going to kick this one off to about the 3-yard line. Hudson taking it out of the 3-yard line area, getting it to about the 28. That is going to be where the Kansas City Chiefs take over. We're going to take a moment to look at their possessions. They have really found themselves in those final 3 possessions. That 81-yard run by Priest Holmes sparking things off, followed up by another touchdown run by Priest Holmes and a reception touchdown by Tony Gonzalez. Speaking of just missing that reception over the middle is Tony Gonzalez from Trent Green. Dropping back to pass again on 2nd down. He's got a man over the middle, but this one is almost intercepted by Victor Green, our free agent signing, almost proving again why we have him on the roster. On 3rd down, can't make the sack. This is so painful to watch because I already know it's coming back. A flag is thrown on the play. The refs decide that was a pass interference. Victor Green must have heard me talking and decided to take in the interception that time. We almost had the sack. We almost had the interception, but instead the Kansas City Chiefs have a fresh set of downs on the pass interference call. This one is going to go on our free safety, Smith. I guess he hit him just a little bit before the ball got there, so good call by the referee, I suppose. Close enough that we had to see 2 angles of it, but the Chiefs get a little bit of a break, and they're going to take over from their 50, but they're immediately moving back 5 yards. Simeon Rice breaks through for his first sack of the game. Toss over to the left side. That's going to be Morton. Johnny Morton, the first time that we've said his name today, the veteran, getting a huge catch for an even huger gain. Priest Holmes getting a big 10-yard run to the left side. Going to be a 2nd and inches. Going to get the call again. He gets tackled quicker this time, but it doesn't matter. The chains are moving. It's a fresh set of downs for the Kansas City Chiefs. Throwing over the middle, that's Tony Gonzalez. Not over the middle, over to the left side. Splits his defenders. And Tony Gonzalez now has a pair of touchdowns, and the Kansas City lead has ballooned back to 10 points once again. In a game or in a season where the Tampa Bay defense has not allowed touchdowns for multiple games, where they have not allowed their opponents to get above 20 points many times in multiple games. And I mean, a pick six does not help, but even without the pick six, this defense has given up 28 points, plus that pick six, making it a 35-24 lead once again for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the deficit. You can see here our success has been much more sporadic. We have had 3 touchdowns, but we've missed a field goal. We've thrown a pick. We threw the pick six. We need to clamp down on the mistakes. That is one way to start doing it. Brady finding Galloway on the left side for a big gain, getting up to about the 38-yard line. We're going to find Clayton on the hook route once again. Doesn't really get much in front of him. It's only going to be a 3-yard gain. It would have been a little bit better if he had just gotten tackled there. Gardner, no real success by his blocking there, but a couple of really great moves by the veteran to get us up to a 3rd and 1. Allstott trying to make the first down happen, and he cannot make the first down happen. Great hit by Fujita, and we got to go for it. It's desperate times. We call for desperate measures, and who else do you want going for it other than Thomas Michael Jesus Brady? He gets the first down on the QB sneak, and with time running down in the 3rd quarter, he's going to throw one more, lobs it over to the left side, and this one's intercepted. This one is intercepted. We thought we had Charles Lee on the fade route, but Woods comes through with different plans. So shockingly, Tom Brady throws his 2nd interception of the game, and Jerome Woods is to blame for it. This man covered an incredible amount of field. Once again, the ball is just out of the way, or out of the reach of the receiver. That time it was Charles Lee, and the Chiefs are sitting pretty, up by 11, scored 35-24. Priest Holmes, who has done a ton of damage in this game, does a bunch more. Another 10-yard gain for the Priest. Lucky that tackle got made, or else he was potentially bringing it to the house. Another big gain by Priest Holmes. This elite line is certainly opening up big running routes for Priest Holmes at all times. Priest again taking it up the middle. This time White is going to get to him quickly. White has done a good job of making plays when he gets in as the backup defensive end. Priest getting a little bit more there. He's got 179 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 16 carries. That's 11.2 yards per carry. Priest Holmes is playing ridiculous right now. You know who else is playing ridiculous? Johnny Morton. 2 throws, 2 catches, first down. We were looking for a run. They went with the throw. Smart play call by the Kansas City Chiefs. Priest only getting 1 yard on that play. Good tackle by Victor Green. Trent dropping back, rolling over to his right. It's Tony Gonzalez with space, and Tony, a turkey of touchdowns for Tony Gonzalez. The Tampa Bay defense looks shell-shocked, and they should be. They've got 42 points hung up on them. And I know that this offense is a 96 overall, but my goodness, your defense is also rated a 96 overall. But apparently, in this case, the offense is going to be the one winning things. And it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs are starting to pull away with this one. Score is an opposite of one another, 42-24. But we're going to go ahead and try and fight back as best as we can, or at least for this drive, because I feel like if we can't make it through this drive, then maybe we're just trying to walk away and lick our wounds and figure out what's wrong. But Brady, not to be outdone, goes pretty much right back to the same kind of pass, challenges the defender that made that interception. Big reception, big first down. We go to Allstott on the 1st and 10. It's going to get us about 5 yards. Allstott always seems to get hit and fall forward. You can see here 250 yards, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown for Brady. Slinging it over left side. This one going to be caught by Michael Clayton. Gets a step on his defender, hits the Jets. Going to get hit by Woods, but that's going to be a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Quick drop back, rolling back a little bit more, looking over the middle. That's Galloway with the catch, but he drops it. Just barely drops it. over the middle. That's going to bring up a second and goal. Brady slinging it to the left side. That was a straight up bad pass. Bad decision trying to force it into double coverage. Brady on third down, slinging it again into triple coverage. Lucky that he wasn't intercepted right there. We have to go for it on fourth down. Rolling left, throwing middle. This time has an open Michael Clayton in a ballsy call on fourth down. That would have absolutely finished things if we were not able to convert that fourth down, but Tom Brady is able to buy enough time to find an open Michael Clayton in the end zone, and that's going to give us a fighting chance. We kick the extra point with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. We are only down by a score of 11, and you know what that means. We're going to the onside kick. Grammatica lines up for it, puts it into the ground, bounces it up into the air, bounces off of the Chiefs' hand, it bounces into the hand, and that's going to be caught and down right there. We got a 2nd and 9 situation. Priest loses, or I guess he gains one. Kenny Holmes making a good tackle there. 3rd and 9. We're not going to get the first down. It's now 4th and 5. Clock running down to about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so we forced the 3 and out. They very strangely decide to punt this one away. This one's going to hit the ground. Of course, it goes backwards and goes even farther backwards, so instead of the ball doing what it's supposed to do, it bounces straight backwards, defying the law of physics, and drops us way back. We find Gardner, though, on the flat. Dangerous pass, but you don't make any money being safe. And as we go into the 2-minute warning, we've got ourselves up to the 20-yard line. Brady looking over the middle. He's got Charles Lee. Brings both of his defenders over the first down line. Clock is going to keep ticking. We're at about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Brady dropping back deep, slinging it left, going for Gardner. Trying to get out of bounds as Gardner, and he does so. Let's gain a 7. Stops the clock at 1:27. Brady dropping left, finding Charles Lee. Manages to get away from his defender and very smartly gets out of bounds before he is able to get dropped. That only takes 5 seconds up the clock, and we are now in Kansas City territory. Brady throwing right, finding Charlie again on the sideline, going to get out of bounds again before the Kansas City Chiefs can take him out. And this is a 2nd and 2 situation. I don't think we've used any timeouts yet. We're definitely going to have to use a timeout if that one was good, but that was not good. Brady making another dangerous pass into lots of coverage. Brady lobbing it over the left side. Michael Clayton only had single coverage. The single coverage hits the deck, and that's going to be a touchdown with 1 minute to go in this one. Never count Tom Brady out of any game. He has thrown 2 touchdown passes here in this fourth quarter. Got hit as he threw that time again. Went for it all to his rookie Michael Clayton, who has not disappointed in the games in which Keenan McCardell has been out. Brady lobs it over to the right side for Charlie Gardner. The 2-point conversion is good, and we are within striking distance. One more time with feeling. We try for the onside kick. Grammatica kicks it up. Neese has it, but he catches it just barely short of the line. That's going to be called for an illegal onside kick recovery, so it's going to take us back 10 yards, and it's going to give us another opportunity to kick it again. We kick it harder. We still kick it into the ground. This one bounces much harder, bounces off of the ground, and that one's going to be caught immediately, and our guy decides to run it, and he gets hit and fumbles. What an awful decision by that Kansas City Chief right there to try and run that one back. He fumbles the ball on the hit. Literally a nightmare situation. You're supposed to hit the deck. Like, if you recover the onside kick, I don't know why you're thinking touchdown. You need to hit the freaking deck. But more with a wonderful hit. We jump on it, and Brady has a chance, but he gets hit and he fumbles it. But he gets hit as he's throwing and he fumbles it. That's a big sack for the Kansas City Chiefs. Going to take us back a big way. But Brady finds Charles Lee over the middle, and that's going to get all of those yards back and then some. Brady has now thrown for over 2,000 yards this year, but we're not going to need that if we can't get into the end zone or at least get the field goal to tie this thing up. Clayton on the hook route makes the catch. That's going to be our 2nd timeout. 2nd and 5 coming up with about 40 seconds left. Brady dropping back, rolling out to his left under pressure. Needs to get rid of it, throws it up, but it gets deflected and goes away to the turf. 3rd and 5, big play right here. Brady looking. It gets deflected again by the same player, number 90 over there on the Kansas City Chiefs line. Has been an absolute wrecking ball in terms of defending passes. And on the 4th down, I was being so complimentary of Michael Clayton, man. I was complimenting him so much, and then he was all just so wide open over the middle, and he dropped it. He just absolutely is. It's going to be pain, but we're going to watch it again. Brady, just dunk in your hands, man. You make that big, amazing reception for the touchdown, but he goes brick hands for that game-saving reception. Could have at least put us into field goal range to tie it up and have another shot, but the Bucs lose this one by a score of 42-39, the most that a team has hung up on us both yardage-wise and points-wise, despite them only gaining 553 to our 589, and we having the ball for 7 more minutes. The Kansas City Chiefs are able to capitalize on our mistakes and take home the victory. In no short help because of Priest Holmes. 20 attempts, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, just played absolutely out of his freaking brain today, and he absolutely deserves that player of the game. So a disappointing loss for us. At this point, we are past the trade deadline, so there's no moves that we can make, but we do need to get right and figure out how to win with this team. Now, despite the loss and the not so great numbers, Brady did finish with 431 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 100 passer rating. Charlie Gardner had those 81 yards. Allstott had 69. Both of them shared a touchdown. Both of them had a long run of over 40 yards. Maybe we could have run it more. Who knows? Clayton was 8 for 131, but it feels like it doesn't matter in those 2 touchdowns when he had that terrible drop there at the end to lose the game. And shout out to Tony Gonzalez for those 3 touchdowns. You deserve it, man. Victor Green and Derek Brooks led the way with 5 tackles. You can see our assist numbers up there as well. Sacking wise, we only had Simeon Rice with the 1. We held the Kansas City Chiefs to about 4 or so. Passes defended, it looks like Victor Green was really the only one to do it. Rondé Barber had 1, and then the 2 interceptions from Woods and McLean. So 2 losses in a row. Doesn't feel great. We're 5-3. We're off to play the Falcons. Big divisional game against Michael Vick and co., who are also 5-3. We definitely need to try and get that W. But that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, as always. And if you're still here, and if you haven't liked the video, leaving a like helps other people find it in that big old YouTube algorithm in the sky. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we're getting closer and closer every day to 500 subscribers. I'm really excited. I've got some stuff planned for when we get there. So if that's you, I really appreciate you. And if it's not you and you're just here watching, I also appreciate you so much. Have a great rest of your day. For Peanuts 24/7, we'll see you on the next one.